Hi guys, I hope you had a lovely break for Christmas. It's my last day off today before I'm back at work, before I'm starting a new job actually. And I've got a list full of stuff which I've been ticking off, and as I was tidying I came across an item. I thought, I haven't reviewed that one yet, so I thought I'll squeeze one in quickly. It is the Mulberry Mitzy pouch, and because it's a Mitzy pouch, it has the typical Mitzy plaque, which is also the same plaque as on my French purse. That's the word. I've been speaking German for most of the last 2 weeks, so my English is a little bit dusty. There we go. See, that's what I mean. Anyway, I thought I'll just give you a quick rundown of its features, size. It's a small item, so we should be through it pretty quickly. So there we go. This one is a plum colour, I think a purple colour. I think it's called eggplant. It's a nice, rich, warm kind of plum colour, or eggplant colour. It has a zip across the top, and the pull on the zip is actually, I think that's saddle leather, because it's strong, quite rigid, and I think it's the same leather as on the Mitzy bags, which if you've had a Mitzy bag before, you will know it's just thicker, and it's that sort of dark brown, same colour. You've got the plaque on the front, as I said already. You've got a small tree and mulberry imprint on the back, and it is lined in a black woven fabric. You've got the made in label in there, and nothing else really. But I think the fabric, again, it's the same as in the Mitzy bags, only the Mitzy bags are lined in a light coloured fabric, I think. Or was that only the oak ones? Not sure. Anyway, quick comparison. We've got the multi-zip pouch here and the Mitzy. I thought this one was a lot smaller compared to the multi-zip, and it's not really. It is only a little bit smaller, not a huge amount, but I still think this can take much more. So it really depends, obviously, how much you want your pouch to carry, and also do you need to have that sort of separation in there. Right, measurements. Where's my measuring tape there? Quickly. We have got about almost 22 centimeters across the width, and almost exactly 14 centimeters from top to bottom. I haven't measured a tiny bit of zip, because that in theory is depth, but I'm not going to measure the depth because it's a flat pouch really, just with piping on here. So what I thought is we'll just load it up for a couple of different scenarios, different uses that you might want to consider it for. First one, why not use it as a makeup pouch? I don't wear a lot of makeup. The only thing that I would say I wouldn't put in there is anything that's too fat and bulky, because I think a pouch that's flat, once you put in lots of bulky stuff and you end up with it like that, it's not very nice. I think it'll end up denting it in a way, but anything that's sort of that thick, I think you'll be absolutely fine. We've got a BB cream from L'Oreal going in, just something I sometimes, when I can be bothered with some sort of foundation, put on. We've got the only piece of makeup that I wouldn't want to do without. It's number 7 Extreme Length Waterproof in black mascara, and what goes with it really is this Tana eyelash curler, because my eyelashes are quite straight, so I always find it's quite a big difference between not doing anything and just curling them and putting that on. Makes me look awake instantly, and I don't really need to do anything else just to feel comfortable. However, I've got a little Smashbox photo finish primer sample here, which I sometimes put on underneath when I put on some mineral powder. It just sort of smooths out my skin, and then that powder goes on top much nicer. And I've got a lip balm, which isn't really makeup, it's just something I carry around with me. I also have an eyebrow brush, and I have a eyeshadow, which is Mink Stay Perfect eyeshadow from number 7. Really natural colour, and again I think it just sort of brings out the eyes a bit more as opposed to actually adding colour. And yeah, the brush to apply it. And I've got a little hair clip if my hair annoys me, if either falls into my face generally or when I put on makeup, so I tend to have it in there. So there, not a huge amount, sip it up, and you can see there you could get lots more stuff in there. As I said, as long as it's not anything really bulky. So if you've got 2 or 3 mascaras you want to carry around, or lipsticks or anything, that would work really well in this pouch. Right, next scenario. You might know that I tend to carry around with me this little traveler's notebook type Midori thing. And with that I usually want to have a few supplies that help me make it a bit more fun, or just to help me be organised. So I've usually got a few of these, and these are my current favourite colours. It's the Stabilo 0.88 in 0.4 tip. I've got like a teal, a fuchsia and a turquoisey kind of colour. So actually that will go with that, very nice. I've got a little eraser because I've got the pen on the actual book. I also have a little, it's like dry correctors fluid, I guess, or correction fluid, and you just wheel it along. This one's from Print, bought it in Germany because I like that it's really small. But you get loads of these over here as well from different brands. I've got a selection of stamps, which these are from Tiny Stamps, Big Plants, and they're just like little icons which help you just recognise bits that you might have to do, like a little laptop, or what have we got? A little dollar note which you could use for payday and that kind of stuff. And there's also a little acrylic block which I popped in there, so you can put them on there and then obviously stamp with them. And I've forgotten to put in an ink pad, so you know what, let's just pop this in. The ink pad isn't really much bigger than that, so that shall be our ink pad. I've got a fountain pen which I'm currently trying to write more with. This one's from Paper Chase. I've got some probably quite childish but cute and funny and whimsical little stickers which help you mark events and emotions and that kind of stuff. So if you feel like yay or these are so much more fun than writing that in there into your diary. I've got a tiny little ruler which I think is still from my very first pencil case from when I went to school. It's a long time ago. And I've got a Copic multi-liner. It's a waterproof pen in black, 0.3, and I use it for a load of stuff. For example, when I write an address on a parcel I'm posting out and that kind of stuff. Very useful because it's waterproof, it doesn't smudge. And I've got some of these little clips because I use them to mark pages as opposed to a, what do you call it, a paper mark, page marker, whatever. I tend to clip them whichever page I'm on in one of the little inserts. Also, I have a couple of refills for my Coletto pen, which is attached to my book, and that's it. So there we go. And that works really well. So that's really flat. Still could have put in quite a few more things. Don't know whether to get some light in there. You see that? There's quite a bit of space left in there. So, get all of that out, and let's try the last scenario, or the last use. I don't travel a huge amount anymore, but when I do, I try to be as organised as I can because I've got my little one with me, and I hate having to search for things, and I probably even more hate the panic that you suddenly get when you realise, or when you don't know where your passports are or whatever. So I try to have little pockets inside my bags or little pouches or whatever, and I tend to use this an awful lot for that. But recently I thought, oh, I could do with one extra little zippy pouch for stuff. So I thought, let's just load this up with some of the essentials. So I've got our passports. I know they're in there and they're safe. How did that sound? Sorry, ignore me. Anyway, they're in there. Don't get lost, they're not flying around in the bag. Excuse me. I've got a little notebook, which is field note size. This one is a moleskin. And I've got a little pen. Maybe I'm not travelling with my journal, or I've put it in the suitcase or whatever. I've got my external hard drive because I'm going on holiday and I'm going to try and be good and use some of the time to for some admin-y and catch up stuff. And I also have a USB stick on which I have some files which I took off my work PC because I just finished my last job and I'm starting a new one tomorrow, so I still have to work through that and delete old stuff and what have you. But anyway, so it might be some really important files on there. I'm also putting in there a padlock and key, so it might be either a suitcase I'm going to check in, or it might be a piece of hand luggage, and that way I know if I need to check it in on the way back, I've got a padlock with me and I don't have to buy yet another one. Wouldn't be the first time. Obviously I need the cable for the external hard drive, so that goes in. I also want to make sure I'm bringing a cable for my iPhone. Pop that in. And I'm bringing some headphones. These ones are from Sennheiser. A bit battered by now because I probably don't treat them terribly well. But actually I don't use them that often, but on planes it's sometimes when I use them. There we go. So we've got all of these bits and bobs in there, and that's probably the fullest it's been. Any of the, and it's actually quite heavy with the hard drive in there. It's reasonably heavy. So there you go. Right, it's been 12 minutes. I've been rambling on about a little leather pouch. I mean, how many things can you say? So, but anyway, I hope you found this useful. Do let me know what you think, and Happy New Year if I haven't spoken to you yet. Bye!